Hey everybody, welcome in, and I've been asked to do a new video on the exchange. So with this exchange, I want to talk over what are the best things to get, what are the best prices, or most of the things that you need to know. So we're going to start here on the premium exchange. So with the premium exchange, I would just like to say, it's expensive. It's expensive. The only way I'd say you'd be wanting to purchase this is if you have got an unlimited amount that you are going to be investing in this game anyway, and you just want to get everything fast. And that'll probably be all. So, with this in mind, character tokens. You'll see here, like Sully tokens and Mickey tokens, you get 4 for 200, so they're about 50 gems each per token. And for that amount, 50 gems, that's possibly on the okay side. What I'm basing this off is the use of gems for energy. You can purchase 50, get one full lot of energy for 50 gems, and then you can potentially go into your battles and then find the character that you want and use your energy for some attempts at their tokens. And at the moment, you're probably maybe getting at least one per lot. Sometimes you can get 2 or 3 or 4. I've only got like 3 or so once, but usually get 1 or 2. So at that 50 gems, it is a risk, but then you're also getting other things like EXP, potions, gold, and whatever else. So, in my personal preference, I think that's a better use of gems, and use gems on energy for either character farming or gear farming. So gear farming down here, likewise. So about this, like, the amount that all of this costs is a lot. So if you were to get one refill of, like, say 50 gems worth, you might be able to pull maybe 1, 2, or 3 of these types of gears for gearing items. So it's pricey. It is pricey, but the only thing is that you get them right now as you want it, and same with the character tokens. You get it right now as you want, and that's what you're paying for. So that is pretty much the only time you will be using this gem exchange. The gold exchange, this has gone up. So if you look back at my previous videos on the exchanges, how the exchanges used to be, the prices have gone way up, and you can only get basic gear, so very low level gear at the moment. So that is a big shame. And so for me, I just wouldn't even buy any of those bottom ones. I would get brooms. Brooms are one of the hardest pieces of gear to farm, because they're all secondary drops. There's like 2 pieces of gear on most of the I'll have a look in here. I'm not sure if it's meant to work like this, but so if you notice down here on the right, just over there, there's the key, which is a special for this event, but then there is the droplets, and then there is the brooms. So the one on the left is like the priority drop, and then the one on the right seems to be a less likely drop, a rarer drop. And you can get like 2, 3, 4, 5 of the first one before you'll even find one of the second one, whatever the item is. So if you're ever looking for something, try and find the ones that are on the left for what you want. But it just happens to be all the brooms are on the right, and they're all they're all very, very hard to find. Let's just put it that way. So for me, I would say if you have an excess of gold, because you do use gold for like leveling characters and increasing star levels, so you want to have a little stockpile. But you also so ones like this, you need them for like every character. So, and I think you need about 30 of them per character as well. And depending on how many, like say this is for HP, the tiny broom feather. This one is for attack. So there's 6 pieces of gear per each character. So they're gonna need like 6 times different brooms. Some of them double up on attacks. I'll show you all soon. So you end up needing quite a lot. So I'm stocking up. I try to have a little stockpile about 200 or so of each. And I'm just gonna. This is a very rare broom. So, and it's also a new addition. It was a newly geared piece on the latest update. So on one of the latest updates. So I have a very big shortage of them. So I am just trying to stockpile on these, and every character needs them. So it's gonna take a long time. I've only got a few, maybe 10 or so drops out of like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of energy. So it can be a good purchase. So club exchange. Let's go. Club exchange. Now, for the tokens, I would say the ones that are not exclusives, pretty good deals. I'm not sure if you can find Baloo anywhere else. Is he in? He used to be in the different story modes and the different things. Let's have a quick little look. He may have been taken out, and that's why he might be exclusive there now. So he may, I don't know, you'll have to go through and have a look for him. I wasn't expecting to see him as an exclusive. I haven't been noticing really, because mine's maxed. But he never used to be the club exclusive. It used to be Korra. Was the club exclusive. So my one is maxed. But at the moment, he's definitely not worth it. He's not a great character. So I'd say don't spend on Baloo. But if you're trying to get up your Mickey or your Demona, I'd say they'll probably be the better ones from that top row. Gaston, and Syndrome can be quite good as well. So if you have a lot of excess club tokens, go for them. As far as the gear goes, you will have different types of gear unlocking at different levels. So this is max level. I'm getting all like the max gear options. So once you reach all the different thresholds for when each gear tier unlocks, then you'll soon after be able to get their gear in the exchanges. So personally, I'm trying to farm all of these kind of corals and needles and all like the T6 gear, and same with the droplets. I'll try and farm those. So all I am buying from the club one is the brooms, and the brooms will interchange different random broom every time. So I'm stocking up on my brooms here, so I don't have to spend all my gold on brooms, because I want to use my gold for leveling up. Getting a character to max star from 6 to 7 is 1 million gold, so it's quite a lot. From 5 to 6 is 500,000, and you can end up using a lot, and you can use like millions on getting up from level 1 to 60 as well. So you do need gold for leveling and increasing stars, so just make sure you've got a little bit of a stockpile. Don't just go spending it all. Alright, let's go to tournament exchange. So tournament exchange, what I would recommend, now this is only available for characters. You used to previously have like maybe one top row of characters to choose from that interchange and was random, and then you had a whole bunch of gear, which I kind of miss, and I think it's a shame that all you have is characters now. What I would recommend from the tournament exchange, I would go for the exclusives. The reason being is that all the exclusives are actually amazing. Hades used to be the most exclusive character you could get in the game. The hardest, only the top 10 characters could get them in the tournaments, battles. Now it's opened up so everyone can get them, but you get your tokens, your points tokens from your tournament currency, shall we say, from the ST tournaments. So now it's open up for everybody. He is an amazing character, the strongest character in the game at the moment. Shan Yu is probably the best character game. He's got the best leader ability and abilities all around and stats. So that being said, he's probably the best. Mordu is an absolute beast. He is a tank and he hits like an attacker. So he is a beast. So all three of those are amazing. Merlin, he's quite a cool, unique character, and he will be very interesting. So depending on using, I'll definitely say he is a manual character, one that you'll be wanting to play actually by yourself, not leaving it for auto. So if you're auto battling, I'd say don't invest in Merlin. And it takes a wee bit of strategy to use Merlin well. But in saying that, he's a cool character. But I would first recommend, I would say, my personal preference would be like Shan Yu first, and then depending on what you're really wanting, if you're lacking an attacker, I'll go for Hades. If you're kind of lacking a tank, go Mordu. They're amazing, but I'll definitely say Shan Yu is the best out of the three. And then he can also make your other characters, because of his leadership ability, that's why he just sets him apart, is that he'll make lots of your other kingdom characters better. So I'd recommend him. Just go for those, and then if you eventually get to the stage where you've farmed all those, farm them to max level. You won't be sorry farming them to max level. Will be the best investment. So just take them all the way up until they're 7 stars, and then work on the next. And then after you've maxed all those, I'd say then move on to the rest. But I would definitely recommend going for the exclusive, especially because we don't know if the shop will eventually change again. You might as well get them while you can. So let's jump now into the Tower Exchange. So Tower Exchange, whereas Horn King is the exclusive, and Horn King is kind of good. He's okay good, but he's not amazing anymore. So I've heard he can be quite good in low levels, just does a decent amount of damage for low level characters. So if you really want that, but in saying that, I would prefer to use my currency, the tower currency, on the gear. So you can go for other tokens, but they're all quite expensive at 7,000 each. I would rather spend down on gear, because you can get a sizable amount for the amount that you're trying to get. So you can get lots of extracts for a fairly decent price. So strange fibers and extracts you need from T4 upwards. This is probably the best place to get any of those. If you're having trouble farming them, just get them from here. Same with the brooms. I get my brooms from here. So yet again, that was the Cinder Broom, the attack broom. So that was actually the same in the, so I got them both from there. And I'm just hoping for more of these little night sky brooms, because they're the ones I'm the most shortest on, and I actually need a whole lot of them. So that's what I'm going through, hoping for those and all the newer items. But I'll definitely say the bottom row is what you want to be going for from the Tower Exchange. It's the most worthwhile, most worth it. Go for that. Droplets are easier to farm, same with the sharp corals, and you don't get much for your currency with them. So I'd say farm those ones, and for these the lower ones, go and get them. So now Sorcerer's Exchange, there has been talk that these are becoming unavailable. We've already heard that these are going to become unavailable again. So before the shop disappears, I'm trying to spend all of mine, and I want to use my last 1,000 to purchase these ones. And these are the Sorcerer Stones. They boost your stats. So I'll get in and show you this after I finish the exchange, just so you guys can see. But they give you all your characters will stat boost. There were events previously that would tick around like weekly, that you'll get a couple of them that you might be able to get 1 or 2 stones in. And previously they were also available in the rewards for the club battles. So I've got videos on those on the old style of game, but at least it kind of shows the rewards and things like that if you're interested. But I'll jump in and show you a little bit more about the stones after this. And for the last one, this is the token exchange. So this is when you have max characters. When you get more of their tokens, once you have them max, they can then convert into these character tokens of the token exchange. So every one converted token from a max character will be 10, worth 10 pieces here. So as you can see up the top, I've got 7,800. So each one of these, so for you to get one of these other tokens of any of these other people, that'll cost you about, that'll be not cost you, that'll be about like 10 duplicates tokens that you've pulled. So that's how you get these. And for the Steamboat Mickey, he is now an exclusive. There was a previous event, he was here for 1 month and you could get him through daily PvP battles. And now he's become available in here as the exclusive way to get him. So that is where I'm putting all mine into, because I've got maxed nearly everything else. So that is the best way, I say, to spend on the exchanges. What is the best amounts, where to get things from. So what I want to show you guys quickly is these are the Sorcerer stones. So these ones here, the little circle. So if I go down and I show you someone that doesn't have one. So looky here. Let's go Davy Jones. So this little circle in the middle just under him, that is where you would equip a stone. And then you can also see here, if I had the smaller stone, those ones you can buy from the shop, and potentially you could have got them from events and club wars and things like that. That there, you can see up there, it boosts your stats. So from 295 we'll go up to 309. And so it gives a 5% boost. So that's what it's for. And then to get the other ones, you've got to then go and craft more to get them. So I'll actually do that for you guys, because I've purchased my last one. I'll actually go and show you guys how to do that. So I'm just going to go unequip a few of these. I'm just going to go, I've got enough to make one full stone, and it's the last one that I've been wanting. So I'm just going to go unequip them, and you'll see why very soon. Whoops, I need to go back to Mickey, unequip. And I think that is all of them. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go up to Hades. He is one of the best characters, and I'm going to make a new full stone for him. So to make every different stage of stone, you have to have these small stones. So you'll see here the small stones give them a 2% boost, 4% boost, 6% boost, and you can see the stats just jumping up. Same with offense and defense and anything else. And you always want to try and get the max out of your characters. So when they ever do introduce them back into the game, I would say I can do another video on what's best about these stones, but the way these are used, you go craft, all these little shards and things were available through the club wars, as well as the little events that came up for them. So I want to go craft. You need 3 of the small ones to make the medium ones, and I'm going to now craft 3 into the medium, because 3 of the mediums to craft one of the big ones. So these scrolls are for when you get the rewards that you get for winning the club conquests. That's the name, not club war, club conquest. And same as all these, they're all part of the rewards. So I'm going to do those. It costs, this is another use of gold. So it all costs gold, and I am going to, boom, equip that onto my Hades. So that's a little short look at the Sorcerer's stones and things like that as well. And now he's got a 21% chance to crit, so that's just over 1 in every 5 attacks should be a crit strike. So just beefing up my characters. Alright, so hopefully this was of some use for you all. So pretty much just a quick little run over the premium exchange, pretty much only if you're whaling or need the characters now and you've got undisclosed amounts to spend. the gold exchange, I would recommend brooms only. All these lower ones are super easy to farm. They are super easy to farm, and it's not really worth their price, I would say. Whereas the brooms are super rare, it is worth the price. In the club, I'd say go for the brooms. These other strange fibers and other things, I would say get them from the tower exchange. I'd say if you really wanted to, you can get there, but say 8,700 for 5 here, whereas these are 4,000. So just make the most of your currency. So I'd say brooms and choose a character that you want, is what I would say, and go for that. Or if you want more gear, get a few other pieces of gear, but I wouldn't. For the tournament exchange, go for the exclusives. They're amazing. If you want to see how they are, what they are, to see a little bit more about them, check out the videos. I've got videos on them. For tower exchange, as I say, if you want Horn King, go the exclusives. You might as well go for the exclusives. Kind of, maybe if you want to get a hit on Baloo, if you really want to, but at the moment he's not worth it. But in the future, I'm sure he will get a buff at some stage, but there's no guarantee on when. So if you want to enjoy your playing experience while you're playing, just choose a character that you like. And I'd say probably the best characters will be like Demona and maybe Gaston and Syndrome. I'd say those would be my picks of the best characters from that area. And also Mickey as well. And same from the tower. Go for the gear at the bottom row. The brooms, the extracts, the fibers. Load up because you're going to need them. And if you have extra, then choose the characters that you want. Get some Horn King. Load him up because I'm sure he will eventually get a bit of a buff or something to be better, hopefully. As an exclusive character, I think he deserves it. When you see the Sorcerer's Exchange around, this is what it is. It's how you get stones, and you get this kind of currency from the events that tick around. And for the 7 stars, my personal opinion is go for them. Go for the Steamboat Mickey, as he's the only way to get him. Unless there's someone that you see tokens for that you really want and you're trying to work on, then pick them up if you want. Because as soon as you can max another character, you're going to be eventually getting more tokens for it. So I think it's just more worth it going for him as he's an exclusive. So hopefully that helped. Let me know if there's any other videos you want to see in the future. And until next time, we'll see you then.